Enlightenment and the Union of Mind, Body, and Universe. Introduction. Throughout the history of Buddhist thought and practice, enlightenment Bodhi has often been described as the realization of the ultimate truth that transcends the limitations of ordinary perception. Yet, enlightenment is not merely an abstract metaphysical state. It is an embodied, lived realization in which the practitioner experiences the inseparability of mind, body, and the universe. This profound union is at the heart of many Buddhist traditions. Theravada, Mabina, and Vajrayana. Alicant, it points to a holistic understanding of human existence in relation to the cosmos. The idea that enlightenment is intimately tied to the unity of mind, body, and universe is not unique to Buddhism, but within the Dharma, it finds a uniquely comprehensive articulation. The Buddha's teachings on dependent origination, pratityasamutpa, emptiness, mindfulness, sati, atosm, and compassion, karuna, all contribute to this vision. To awaken is to perceive that the boundaries separating self from other, inner from outer, and individual from cosmos, are illusory. This essay explores how enlightenment manifests as this union, why it is central to Buddhist practice, and how it informs the ethical and spiritual life of practitioners in the modern world. The fragmented perception of ordinary consciousness. Beings ordinarily experience themselves as fragmented. The body seems to be one thing, the mind another, and the external universe yet another. In this mode of perception, the body is often treated as a vehicle to be used, the mind as a private space of thought and emotion, and the universe as an external object to be controlled or exploited. This fragmentation generates suffering, dukkha, body alienation. Many people feel estranged from their bodies, either because of illness, aging, unrealistic cultural ideals, or the stresses of modern life. Mind alienation, thoughts, anxieties, and desires often dominate the inner life, creating a constant sense of restlessness, separation from the universe. The environment is often seen as mere resource, something external and unrelated to the inner life of the self. The Buddha's First Noble Truth acknowledges this suffering, which arises precisely from this false perception of separateness. To move toward enlightenment is to dissolve this fragmentation and realize the seamless interconnectedness of body, mind, and universe. I-dependent origination, and the web of interbeing. The heart of the Buddhist vision is dependent origination. Prat Chyasamuchi, the insight that all phenomena arise in dependence on causes and conditions. Nothing exists in isolation. The body depends on food, air, and water. The mind depends on perceptions, sensations, and cultural conditioning. The universe manifests as an infinite network of relations. THCHnet, Hin coined the term interbeing to capture this insight. To interbe means that the body, mind, and universe are never truly separate. They co-arise. A breath taken into the lungs contains the gift of trees, which contain the sunlight, which depends on the universe itself. A single thought in the mind is shaped by language, history, and relationships that extend beyond the individual. In the realization of enlightenment, this truth is no longer an abstract philosophy, but a living reality. The practitioner directly perceives that the boundary between self and cosmos is permeable, that the body is an expression of the universe, and that mind itself participates in the cosmic unfolding. 3. The body as a gateway to enlightenment. Buddhism has often emphasized The centrality of the body in the spiritual path. Far from being an obstacle, the body is a gateway to realization when approached with mindfulness of breathing. NMP Nasati anchors awareness in the rhythms of life, revealing the interconnectedness of body and environment. Walking meditation makes each step an intimate contact between the earth and the body, symbolizing the unity of self and planet. Embodied ethics, refraining from harmful actions, demonstrates that the body is not merely personal but participates in the karmic web of the world. In Vajrayana, the body is even more explicitly regarded as sacred. Visualizations, mantras, and yogic practices transform the body into a mandala, revealing its identity with the enlightened universe itself. Thus, rather than being left behind, the body is transfigured in the process of awakening. IV. The mind. As a mirror of the universe, while the body is a gateway, the mind is the mirror through which enlightenment dawns. In ordinary experience, the mind is clouded by ignorance, avideb, attachment, raga, and aversion, dva. Yet, at its deepest level, the mind is luminous, open, and vast, reflecting the entire universe. Mahayana texts describe the enlightened mind as Dharmakaya, the body of truth that pervades all things. The Aveta Saka Skra, flower garland Skra, famously depicts the universe as Indra's net, where each jewel reflects all others. Similarly, the enlightened mind reflects the cosmos without distortion, realizing that subject and object are not to advire meditation practices such as wamatha, calm abiding, and vipayan, insight, gradually clear the mirror of the mind, allowing the practitioner to perceive reality as it truly is. The union of mind with universe is then no longer theoretical but direct. The universe as living field of awakening in the Buddhist vision. The universe is not a dead mechanism but a living field of awakening. Mountains, rivers, and stars are not inert backdrops but expressions of Dharma's dynamic processes, interwoven with consciousness. Zen Buddhism poetically emphasizes this point. In Duggan's writings, the universe itself is constantly preaching the Dharma. The green mountains are always walking. The rivers and valleys are the sutras. To awaken is to hear the teaching of the universe directly. From this perspective, enlightenment is the recognition that the practitioner does not live in the universe as a separate entity. Rather, the universe lives through the practitioner. The body is the earth's body, the breath is the atmosphere's breath, and the mind is inseparable from the cosmic mind. Enlightenment as union of mind, body, and universe. When body, mind, and universe are seen in their inseparability, enlightenment reveals itself as holistic integration. No separation. The dualities of inner, outer, subject, object, self-world dissolve. Harmony. The practitioner experiences a profound harmony with nature, with other beings, and with their own body and mind. Compassionate action, because all beings are recognized as interconnected. Compassion arises naturally. Freedom. The illusion of an isolated self collapses, freeing the practitioner from clinging and fear. This union is not a mystical escape, but a deeply embodied and engaged way of being. It transforms daily life, how one eats, breathes, works, and relates into the field of awakening. Ethical and ecological implications. The realization of the unity of mind, body, and universe has profound ethical consequences. If the body is inseparable from the earth, then harming the environment is self-harm. If the mind reflects the universe, then polluting consciousness with hatred or greed disturbs the cosmic harmony. Environmental ethics, Buddhist ecological movements emphasize that enlightenment demands sustainable living, respect for ecosystems, and a recognition of the sacredness of all life. Social ethics, recognizing the unity of beings, leads to compassion for the marginalized, the oppressed, and the suffering. Personal ethics, caring for one's body and mind becomes an expression of caring for the universe itself. Thus, enlightenment is not only personal liberation but also the basis for collective well-being. VIII Contemporary applications in the modern world, where fragmentation is amplified by technology, consumerism, and alienation from nature, the Buddhist vision of unity is especially urgent. Mindfulness practices are being integrated into healthcare, helping individuals reconnect body and mind in healing ways. Eco-Dharma movements highlight the interdependence of human life and the natural world. Contemplative education invites students to see learning not as the accumulation of information, but as participation in a living universe in each case. The goal is not merely stress reduction or efficiency, but the awakening of a holistic awareness that heals fragmentation and restores harmony. Beyond words, direct experience ultimately. The union of mind, body, and universe cannot be fully captured in words. As the Zen tradition reminds us, do not mistake the finger pointing to the moon for the moon itself. Teachings, essays, and philosophies point the way, but realization is direct, embodied, and immediate. In meditation, a practitioner may feel their breath as the wind of the earth, their heartbeat as the rhythm of the cosmos, their thoughts as ripples in the vast ocean of mind. At such moments, the illusion of separateness dissolves, and enlightenment shines forth, not as something attained, but as the ever-present truth revealed. Conclusion: enlightenment in Buddhism is not the escape from the world, but the full realization of the world's inseparability with body and mind. To awaken is to perceive that body is universe, mind is universe, and universe is body and mind together. This holistic vision heals the fragmentation that generates suffering and opens the door to compassion, wisdom, and freedom. In an age where disconnection threatens both humanity and the planet, the Buddhist teaching of the union of mind, body, and universe offers not only a spiritual path, but also an ethical imperative. It calls us to live in harmony, to see every breath as cosmic, every step as sacred, and every act as participation in the great unfolding of enlightenment.